All right, recently there has been a math equation floated on the internet that is causing some dissension over what the correct answer. So I'm going to write that equation out here. The equation is 84 divided by 3, open parentheses, 3 plus 4. And they want you to find the answer. Now, this problem utilizes the confusion that you can have in this line format and using with parenthetical statements, and this confuses a lot of people because they understand that there are certain functions that they do, but they're confused about when and where they do it. So I'm going to break this down for you. So a lot of people understand PEMDAS, and they know what PEMDAS means and know what it's supposed to do to help you solve the equation. Now, what they fail to understand is that it's not just sitting there knowing PEMDAS. You still have to know how to apply PEMDAS. So people understand that in PEMDAS, you got to do the parentheses first. You got to clear that parentheses before you do the division. Then you do division before you do addition, subtraction, and all that. But what they forget to understand is that a lot of people, they assume, okay, if I do the 3 plus 4 inside the parentheses, I'm clearing it. And that is not true, because I will show you. If you solve the 3 plus 4, what you will get is 84 divided by 3, open parentheses, 7, close parentheses, equals. You see they're doing the addition inside the parentheses does not clear the parentheses. Now, why is that? Because a lot of people, when you have a lot of your math problems you do in school, that's all you did, and you say, oh, it's clear. What people forget is this right here. You see this right here? There is no function there. No function sign whatsoever. See, you've got a function sign here. You have no function sign here. What that tells you is that this is one term. Okay? And why is it critical to understand that that is a term? Well, it's simple. By it being a single term, you have to satisfy clearing the parentheses means you have to multiply it by that 3. See, when you normally would write a parenthesis, if it was 3 plus 3 plus 4, right? Or 3 times 3 plus 4. So you have that function signal. There's an understood 1 here, right? And a lot of people, I don't know if this doesn't get talked about in school or not, but that is why you got to be very careful. And look, is there a function signal between here? There's not, so that tells you it's one term. So what that does is that gives you 84 divided by 21 equals, which the answer is 4. So this problem that's been going around the internet of 84 divided by 3, open parentheses, 3 plus 4, close parentheses, the answer is 4, not 196. Now, a major problem and a big fallacy that a lot of people do is they try to put this into a calculator. This is a problem that anyone who knows how, understands, and has been taught how calculators are programmed, understands that most calculators cannot solve these problems. In fact, I have not seen a calculator in 20 years that has been properly programmed to be able to solve parenthetical statements. And here's the reason why. When you put the equation in, okay, and this is even ones that allow you to use the parenthetical symbols. While they allow you to use the symbol, there's a critical error that they're making in that. And that is, you put it in, people put in 84 divided by, and they'll do the 3, open parentheses, 3 plus 4, and hit equals. And what they think is that it's following all the rules. It's not. See, what the calculator does is they do this. They put that function signal in there. Not because you're supposed to, but because the calculators can understand, okay, this is a multiplication event, but it's not that function signal, so most calculators are not calculated to do the algebraic format. Now, the proof of this is you can look this. If you go into your algebra, if you remember algebra, you remember your x, if you see it, you can find this, very common in algebra. This right here. And if you look in algebra, what do you do to clear the parentheses in this algebraic? This is very common. See, this is this with just the numbers inserted. So, here we can say x equals 3, y equals 4. See, that gives you 3, 3, and 4, right? When you look in algebra, it will tell you to clear the parenthesis statement, you have to take the x, multiply it by the y. And you can look, that is in any algebraic textbook that teaches you how to do these types of things. And this is your proof that the way I am showing you to do this is accurate. However, there's another way we can prove this. All right? So I can sit here and we can rewrite the equation. So you have 84. Division sign is another way we can write division. Is like this, correct? So 84 divided by, and then you put the term. When you look at it this way, as you can see, it's the same equation. We just wrote it in a different format. Rather than put it in a line, we put it in this format. This is something a fraction format. And this clearly shows in this way. You can see because it's a single term, it's all under here. And so you have to do this entire portion before you can go into divide it into the 84. And so this again shows you that the answer is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 4 is 12. 9 plus 12 is 21. 84 divided by 21 equals 4. As you can see, once again, I am showing you that this is how you solve this problem. The problem is that many people, they fail to remember these critical aspects of how you write and solve math problems. They understand, yes, you got to solve the parentheses statement first. And then you do division and multiplication, left to right. They understand that. However, most people are relying on a calculator to do the calculations for them. So when they put it in there, because the calculators cannot assume a function here, even though there's not one, the calculators give them the wrong answer. And that is why these questions create these confusions. Like everyone who tells you the answer to this is 196, you will always find that each and every one of them have always used a calculator. They use a calculator, they get an answer, they say that's the answer is, but they don't realize these questions are intentionally designed or intentionally picked because that calculators cannot properly solve these equations. And that it causes the confusion, that causes the arguments you so often see. And that is, so I have shown you, as you see, multiple ways how the answer is 4, how you solve it. I explained to you why a calculator will not give you the answer, because the calculators are not designed to do the algebraic solving of the clearing the parentheses statement, because you have to multiply by the 3. You don't. Whereas you generally, most oftentimes, as I pointed out, when you have that function signal, then there's an understood 1. And a lot of people forget that because you don't write the 1 when it's understood. So I hope everyone understands this. I hope this makes everybody understands this clearly. And if you remember this, you will get these types of answers correct on a test, because you now understand you have to pay attention to where you have function signals.